say pressure so requested you dem
okay say no mo ton coupon
yeah oh yeah nanka
coupon no say yes man akoto coupon no free radio station
yeah
now treasure so yeah nyom yi o beside the man na busuya I say na three lines
yeah
na wo busuya pani di am coupon no so asem say busuya so why
you want free o ko busa nyom na busuya pani di am o ba je fans je busuya pani
sa de no so mo jaye o
eze o ma no ma jaye ana yase de no kra no so emja no so free o
yes in the last corona baby too
because no so no ultimate request him so why yada obi a chene ade a
and the thing na ho
DJ ajika
kre 545
oh yeah enumere mu ho no enye easy cry by radio so de no de mz ni obi request coupon de no awana no mabo awie o obi akofu
coming kwa
minimi DJ
Nkwana me
DJ. Okay.
That's a DJ disciple mono.
Yeah, yes. DJ for the jingles. DJ for the jingles.
Super saudo.
Super sumba bo.
Bibia onimro.
Oh, ze ni nyina.
Bibia onimro.
Eni izo akomatiko.
Umukita magical fingers.
Oh yeah. Selectors.
Those days omo born ma wontimi nyimfiri ho.
Easy.
And you be by. And then I say, I buy impromptu.
Oh yeah.
Sang the bass out time. Me utiana uti say.
Boom.
Kabo hair nyumbe.
Eyana abibana.
Kabo.
So abosaki 90 year abiba dey as. And also Haiti you. Abiba no very good abiba.
Wait, real quick. Open way.
Fancy. Sure.
Chairman, fancy your stubborn.
Oh, sponsor there. No other fancy.
Chairman.
Fancy. Chairman, you're strong.
Oh, yeah, that's so. You're betting in your time we share because now what's your night chikakra?
Abada bi ameshemo. Adwuma no koso. Some share a sports I Ghana there. I can confidently confirm. Say. Wontumi sports no and then number 1 just say star BRB and avoidable.
That's right.
Na tapuku baby o bi a on samra so otomwa
baby a bishop e wo bia
baby a bishop wo bia on samra
adwuma sisi
on samra adwuma
na so on two car okay to shama me say bishop atinka awo
otomwa ba na vini ekizi akasa.
Oh nice.
Many ekizi akasa. Okay. That say adwuma no Wontumi sports ebegu so ayekese. Na be kese ya. Na ho so no bi atie abrochire me wo ho ne ade ya yi nyina. Ahwa no obi a no etie mo ye kese mo ye tough. Anu ti no me sorry anopa. Na Wontumi me tie Wontumi sports a. Bibia no ha me ye. What I say I one. Just a point on qua, Tino, and Maba. Your lunch and so you ever have.
Oh, Chairman, that's all.
I tell you what class at some cook do.
Chairman said to know I tell you what Chairman and yet and I let them the Massa where Yagani. When they only take it your own buffalo. Only take it your own buffalo. Chairman, that's so because them say time on common started say question on your my Ikakra chairman or chairman wallahi.
Oh mama.
I'm not going to talk with you more. And more the other for Perudo. More for Perudo. Bishop or the master triple. I thought we could be so cold. Hey, chairman, I mean, you about so dear, I've been coming said there, and some of the more Kotokomodian Adina and your mail course were Ghana League. Now I'm on person of this cabbage, man. Chairman, league, I
Kotokodi, meaning say. Mamini kancha santamai na mencha santamai ra yura yekene otumfo se tuwa baby asantokotoko hene a o ya santamai ra nenkwaso odwa so na kotoko so ye ne dia na sesia no enam MPP ntino aya na duru ba bia na ma me som no yɛsom kwan bebre so ane yɛde ba minim sɛ mmerɛ bi bɛba kɔtɔkɔkyɛ ma de medi bi yeah minim sɛ mmerɛ bi bɛba medi bi
wow
yes na sɛ me di so a me de gaga yesem sika ne patapa me de bɛfam ama timu no aba back said na bra na Herbert Mensa was so Herbert was so
was so fancy you are supposed to play drive time I swear
oh yes you
are everything in radio
he do and then kasa actions more you want feel kakra
yes obedi kai ode na baba na me na baba
mati and nti yanko abia ba wasa awia na wakoye ho aduro abia ba clinic na no pay so wani na ya cataract na se te ana so ani so sexual weakness ana phobia stroke and so ana for prostate no wanya problem ni nyina abia ba clinic na edu dwumadie eze ama doctor say kidney problems ni nyina momre na omwamode abibidro crunching no ana say ade kumase kwara so dwuna say main market na chi wona doctor etnasia wono edi ni dwuma doma nkronso no ya be Ebenezer Primary School ho and edi dwuma 0541565199 afi wadu nkomo ene dey high sense wo madaroma na no pay yankona afi eni nkomo high sense wo koto home appliances say TV na open na asembia eye air condition ana open microwave nom ene dey account nyina no high sense ho ana ade wani kira onsam abeka nuama meka nyina bronya ya koto nuama ye dey ekodi bronya no high sense wo maso na o akra chimota ye wo yen showroom so no ana afi mu amotema wo ye kan say La Paz ana afi kasoa onsam abeka kumasi foi monya so na tafo ana afeta no so ene adum obefre na mbei na woni adin komo 0302550000 na woni adin komo Lawson Beverages Limited Dr. Lawson Adaroma Lawson Dileman Bitters no obenya bi na afi so etimi anoma ma na boa bema wa mre premature ejaculation ni ana afi odon so a wote ya low sperm count no wadro ene Dileman capsules no yo ba na wutie me o mindses ne ntam mayia eno so nya bia ebetimi aboa pa number 0248619999 na fi wadi nkomo yanko Pasco herbal and capsules ni ani nkomo Pasco no eyadra esoboti liver ni peboa e ma chese liver no enso esoboti ni ye so wanya problem with liver na opedra Pasco na mekamfo edem ama unyanya liver problems so a unum bia be protect and further na say future problem bia eno enso mbetimi aba FDA for enya dia to maybe ato adro bia no obenya bi ato be frɛ 0557453579 na wadim enkomo Semens Vita Herbal Michelle capsules agani nie ɛyɛ adwuma onchini anafe dompe numu na odompe mu ɛhyehyɛ sciatica woti pains fruit to ase wo ɛkonyina hyehyɛ wa wuna Semens ya dwebia enu betimi aboa gan no ana meka for dem abema untimi enye adwuma ewo mpam ye bema eya ya na ababesene wadro enie ana afo yo banso na afo kwa fitire na wote ya umoja ne bi kam ni ade a unya Semens Vita Bamisten capsules agan bia enu betimi aboa 0240616061 afi wadi nkomo Natural Company Limited eya Pro Slav capsules ano ana aboa ma odwonso sem na koyobo odwonso a wote ya wani Bemem Johnson ya na bi enso metimi akam unya proslav ni bia eno betimi aboa true man ye recorrection and after premature ejaculation lack of any sexual drive ni nyina no wadro eni Congo ointment no ye honam eni ensa na egu akra yo bɔ no diaper na after rashes egu no ni nyina no wode eni Congo e bi asra so a eno ano no 0249017101 after wadi nkomo Kojak Farmer wonum Adaroma Kojak Chako toothpaste no eno anya de etwi ase boye pa enkodane mpanimfo nyina yusubi enum boawnya ene Kojak Frocoda wutim ayawo ya utifa migraine ana afa hunim esonso ani nyina no ebedi wasam adiama 0244559597 afa wapeye no ebi mi dima fe Dr. Time da so Dr. Adaroma Nano pay, we are getting out of baba time. That's what the Mrabato so a stroke and answer waist pains and Zambia, sexual weakness, ya dear beer wedding, and also natural to from the doctor Sabra, no one far Emre and Toso Emo Buaka, Agogo, School Junction, and Afe, or ya can say, and they are crowned so Pokia say, Myra Obo doctor 0244 774282. Now what in Koma Alaska, Adaroma, Brunye, and Yama this year, Dem Zambia, and them open modern TV stand B, and Zambia ope ya can say PVC float house ya na Zambia artificial grass in na ope bi wallpapers na de extra design 3D 5D you be honom ni nyina no ubenya bi Kumasi adum ya Mrs. Anache Plaza ya ne boss of them down in the DM we na fa crown so circle tiptoe ni sa ship house wo we be chairman K20 wo mu du wo mu juma 0554 114878 na fe woni ya adin koma ya kwamona ne na power specialist eba hospital o Madaruma ya mame doctor akosua aduaya na Daruma oyade no hepatitis na fatty liver fibroid and kidney stones no or some adiama aduaya heba malamisi malaria draw cough care ba Mr. Obowa and also betimi aboa na afi aduaya heba tonic wonu ma 20 minutes dia wadro eni akra ko benya SCP road Power Hospital Basto Kumase Feya Sibosumchi road aduaya junction mo water grade ase orekodo Anaji Estate 0244 5444229 ya mame doctor Kosia Duaya edim enkomo Jason replica kama no ubenya bi wa club Jason na national team JC ya kama enye jiri janha ana benya binti na wahye no so ede amame 0547047771 ana 0203682641 fancy
wo mate me da sena yemra so real quick na electromat I say omo Black Friday no and also ebaba so na make house to aye home appliances said a free electromat almost as way na wo to be say air conditioners no ene aye TV say inches out wo penny na no wonya bi to na draw freezers ene aye fridges ene washing machines no say bia wo to blenders and microwaves no and so at the asoso no no wonya discount aye up to 80% wonya no ba bia aye electromat and quadaroma ebiam wo more brands out to say tamashine aye Black and Decker Techno Infinix no LG Samsung one more bram cheseni nyina no enso aye product awdo na chesa bransa we benya wo mo tie ni bi atona timi aboama aye ojumadi no so aye kamanamum discount no wo mo say up to 80% biam wo mo so chawade aye www.electromat.com.gh na fe wo so watimi apemo ana say 0552777905 na electromat enso enyo so Jenjamed ebabuama okaka no what was said ye free wonum and what you say bia we obi a wutie o hwe na no pe wo sen ensom afenfem o say bia wudidi wonum nsuo na bi enyunu kakra bi na wo sen ensom afenfem abomodi ansa woni Jenjamed ensom abeka sa hono aye root canal treatment afei wo mo be sha wo sen silver wo be so hwe ni gold say bia braces ana no pai wo som wo be so the gold sen so anyina no Jenjamed ana say yankan chaw say bomodi ansa babana achasa ama wonum abasa wudi ehoni ni nyina no adema nsom aye fine adaman cry nungwa main lorry station anasa atomic down ana Kumasi ya Advertisements cry na wo fa so ade akọ bank ma broad na bank our from a slow ana Jenjamed our oya juma aye 0559139582 Jenjamed and some other Frabejo so na Jackson Helba Machine ni Makacho say malaria no twice one time one quick utiene bia time for and how and I say when I'm ransom abani pedran mo the yan so be tested for malaria what test never say MPS are positive and some more general Jackson Helba Machine no enya no be bia tonjo bia no won so abeka be Jackson natural aye capsules ema de ababema no basetenam anafe aye ko consume ana how what you know aye Jackson co capsules anoa anybody wa kagina mu ama hodemapa and some about 0244723541 Chasa Jackson and some angels will be no Best Brain Publication Limited na Best Brain juma pa Best Brain say yankan shall say Beche eye books no and from our Bafena Kwadane Statistical na KG1 and 2 no my early writing our ho your phonics your 2-letter words our 3-letter words and 4 ewom and our creative art terma KG1 and 2 we benya our world our people afi eba no numeracy and literacy and nyina no eye books abenya to our best brain omodia no and some eye kama and from eye best kwan adequate 6 no self frantichi dagbani eye ne kan sa sante eye twi and Fante and just a computer nom and a French akasani no wunya bia to just one the any sir English language computer nom and career technology social studies and after bonus religious and moral educational best brain ayajuma ewo pankrono abed la Posada hotel and chuan ma pronounce abekano 0507 200 best brain and so abejo so yemra ABC game so na yen hwa star 262 hash star 262 hash eno ABC game e hon komo ana yeti nti say wo foul phone network bia wo so bia no onso bebo sa code na fi wa follow prompt na onso wo bia check wa buy and so any abia aba choose letters na miensa na u choose letters miensa na ba kokra ba wanyeska mienu so ba wanyeska ana sane miensa nyina so ba mu so ana chesa no pe no emsem wato adipanti aye ABC game o ma darman no pe no ye hwe aye de no so ag ede aba quick one am say HJA eno ana aye letters miensa e by 2:30 draw ebeko so 5 o'clock ana for 9 o'clock draw and some ababa so na yenru aye amuzu p question of the day aye amuzu sponsored we no infection a draw and so anonom say oyo ba say we bema na wanya say be syphilis be candidiasis be and say be na hon chara nkoyi am say obi atibia ma simple crana wadro no eyamuzu p help me say guess the player I would come of Flamengo or Besenko, just a Benfica by Chelsea, Echo PSG, about to Chelsea, Echo Arsenal, and so Echo, why be Flamengo, Sabesi Remo, and so Fortaleza, no, and so Wayanti, Yabisa player Bain, and some Anna Yade, in Syria to see, clubs I won't born a Yabisa Nano Pesa, Oyobia, Emsa or Shasia, Victoria, our Brazil. Eba Benfica, Esanko Victoria, Benfica, Chelsea, PSG, Chelsea, Arsenal, Flamengo, Fortaleza, Ayahwaya, Supremo.
Wo maduncheni bini Pedro ase David Louis asem ana yeke ana abna Ellen say the Brazilian David Louis eno edene Rabini said Swami message Bill Ampon was a fancy and Bill from Tepa Kenya go David Louis ana mo kana semi Hazard Junior say tifuye man David Louis ana mo kana semi Emmanuel from Tema was it David Louis asem ana mo ke watching Chelsea say from Afumem David Louis asam na muke boate yen chao ni team ni nyina Mohamed Salagali said the overrated David Louis asam anamodi atuwe nana ya casti se kapo David Louis more fire and koko hono de free adiaba we eye can say a manager say good morning Wontumi Sports Buffet. My answer is David Louis the craziest defender enom eye de ono so adiaba Santiago GSF from Medina Thiago Silva asam anamonso mode tuja Nano P. Alfred Jr. said David Louis and they obom adema Paphos or Cyprus or Ano Sinakai no nasem na modia today as Samoa Cosmos said David Louis and what day and also Abba Mustafa God bless was it David Louis and Amo Kana semi Nick Woods so say Louis David asem and Amo Kano and ne Ano P. fancy.
Whoa, me I say Yamra Betwe no so na Betwe say Betwe rewards era so ya Juma wodia was so ya say Wobeko so twa bet on sports and I say casino we are in no benya points so points no I will convert e dia yeska skadie obi anim de also de sika eye enyem na metro de odo sika ebeye anti eye Betway 18 years and above www.betway.com.gh and I'll be run afi wahwe amanyoman so I find them Betway codes any BW22 404
404
BN
BFD.
And here 23 O's.
Okay.
BW22.
BW22.
405.
677.
9 O's.
Good.
BW22. 404. E9E. And here's 7. And BW22. 405. 0AB. 5 O's.
Good.
I don't know. See, Yakomra.
Yes.
I'm saying, ne Brennet here, Papa Fancher. Intro, no, no,
yes.
Introduction to 20 anos.
Now, what's $1 million? Yes.
And Yakomon on your live on Wontumi TV, live our Facebook, and our Wontumi TV live, our YouTube, take it on the satellite TV, no, your live, our soul tea, Yakomon on your Basharak, Monte over, so now, Momanya me and Prakwem.
Anwa juma no you Yami wohoda Se uji dudia Obeya juma Ensachre no you Yami wohoda Se uji dudia Obeya juma Ye bompaye Shamachi shra Yehuwa ila henu Yehuwa ekat We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika Luvika, Uvika Naveshika, Uvika Miyodika, Tode Yasak. In English, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Shut up, come on, boy. Kapo. Say, Kapo chairman. I feel like chairman. Yes. Got time tabo kukasamu. Some messages and ben no be say. Hey, oh chairman, ya dear pa say watch me assemble. I just quite be coming home here, papa. I hear Jumedi Auru across so our international break coming to right from. I last weekend so I see this week in Inano. I free any area international break until free. I had the month of November. I had December. Yeberam Yamia next year and also I had January alcohol. I had February and the month of March and Sana. Yasanko another international break and a bit more quackable intercontinental. One more playoff a BM and somebody say one more Europe and a playoff in Inano and some other consultano not just a matches about Twasuo. I have major European League centers and some Champions League anymore. One more cup games and the Akanino and some other Masona young co Ayania. Your father Sabia just a recap Nominano Peno, young recap and your matches and one at and of course a matches and Peno. Yadamon also by our sports by Okaya and a Pamsa na Iraq almost story and an American now me say Iran to Mesra Amon Fanche because I know Pastor and Iraq for okay so shara carry video ba omwa na kapos na omoshi jama and I said womo boyama just a last minute womo penalty and I just almost somebody winning that game no 2-1 Etiaju AE and a jono and a koba sende womo some qualified konia ye fansa intercontinental womo some playoff in Twino and some Iraq our brand womo warm for the first time over 40 years and womo some bet me qualified the last time Iraq and some amino was about World Cup 40 years and yet today and today one can say as a fit and some Abasaba BM our no and some Kakra for Amaswaya and to correction and some and Opameka Iran Namum Iraq and some awesome and not just American and some no yet Abana Unumsa World Cup so far one moment to me are qualifying a my journal one I am 42 Nasa 48 teams in the 42 and some qualify. I can't come 6 hour bra. 1 6 from a carinano, 2 every intercontinental. I play off Nemo and some Abana Marco phone and on some Akano. 1 so free. I Europe. I'm qualifies Nemo and some Jabana Fe. Yamu said a qualifies Rinano and on some Abasia Kaisa and Nano Pemeba Tukasa or my I thought so Curacao. 1 some Ababachas or my Katu.
a wɔn nso qualifications a wɔn population ɛwɔ fam paa na deɛ kɔfa asanyɛma no nyinaa bra no sɛ shockingly wɔn kɔ away ɛma kyɛsɛ anadwo anaasɛ now machi no wɔn nso ne Jamaica ɛbɔ goalless draw ɛma meka kyerɛw sɛ Jamaica national team no kra no wɔn sɛ di red card ɛnso ɛwɔ saa match no mu na ɛno wɔ abra de ayɛ stories ɛma wa na meka sɛ Jamaica ɔmo coach ayɛfa no sɛ ɛyɛ Steve Clark ɛbɛ sɛ wɔn nso qualify moment nie na kyɛsɛ referee ahyɛn na ɔmo bɔ 0-0 ama kyɛsɛ stadium hɔ Jamaica bɛbia bɔman kyɛsɛ ɔmo no ɔmo yɛ awe ɛyɛ kyɛsɛ team ama ne nyinaa akyi no wɔn ne Jamaica kɔtwe draw ama kyɛsɛ Curaçao wɔn nso qualify for the first time nie wɔn nso bana kyɛsɛ motion sani ade ɛnso bɛm na wɔn sɛ nam som ama Steve McLaren wɔnom ayɛ coach ɛnso adama Jamaica man no wɔno nso sɛ adwuma no ɔntumi ntoa so biam Steve Clark coach Scotland ana Steve McLaren ɛnso coach ayɛ Jamaica na Jamaica foɔ no woman to be unqualified no brody dia osem ontra ho ntwen maybe enkwaya say ya cycle ni ade na odiri e ba so ba wa ya adwuma na adwuma so ye no am so fu sa why na from the ntena won won ye na chess what na announcement aba coach aba so chess adwuma no ontimi ntoa so biem enso from ayo man aye fa no say Jamaica shadow akade aye Steve McLaren aba tema wonom ahia nsantwafo na wo catch nsantwafo Sunday adwuma no ontimi nya biem no eno nsom aye announcement akoba sa Steve McLaren ensom ade to dwa try sa ye betie aye asema coach no ensom ade ba won nsem no nyina no ye de ema ye tef enano pay ensom awo show no sunto no ankasa no ensom ade announcement aba ye twa enwo seri ade no ensom abese akwashak ma wo so de ama real quick awo aye chase exo ti check ma me na we ye no ade na wonom abeka sa said ye hurricane nom enframa no esitie na abase bi omen no mo na send messages abase oh mon kwasha mon qualify because mo sha mon qualify be pa ye ni wani suo ensom ani ade omo a wo ma hwere omo dehia no ani ade ni nyina no emso coach adu komo eno ma ade no ensom ba na mo na no pay die owura no abaso otwesa wo de adwuma no ato yentie nsemo owura fa no Steve McLaren wonom aye coach ama Jamaica so see an announcement no.
I've always said that leadership is a service. That's what we do. And tonight, I think I best serve this team by stepping aside and allowing someone else to take this team forward.
No, I said yes, Steve McLaren or no a coachy, I Jamaica and I'll test yes, Kumno, I'm saying J1 Casanum and a one of some other announcement, Terry Abasa Jumano, want to me and Trosun Yabiamna and one say Scotland, almost came and Openo, yet a highlight anymore and some Scott McTominay, the bicycle kick and go and watch it, goal like Quadana Fanasa Aya, Tiani Paul and some Nashaya, Emma Chessa last minute, almost a frontier, one of Suma ball right from a halfway line so they call opponent you know woman some anet me any ade na chesenwa ayade sa Scotland and so you know woman ya juma power brand your boy na ye fan say McLean Kenny ono and a suma sa bogo ni na am say anopa me kabi chow say abranche one say Andrew Robertson edin komono wakasa wakai ne yonko I fan say Diogo Jota because one Jota nyina no mudin komodo fa aye World Cup o hwemu the last aye edition omumia no nyina nkobi na Jota pra ana wonu ya som team Scotland ema no womo som antimi an qualify ti wono akoka bisa na omo take World Cup wo enkomo pantidai wakai no wakai sa ya dana excepts ema na no pema bekasa Scotland for no so mo komo brofo na one time waso dia won shadante asema edi pano so ka wei ensom aye missed zone ahano edi adema no pana aye perch no so won som aye missed zone onim say ahano Andrew Robertson asa ko repeat asem na wo kan ya ensom our perch no so no wo sambe repeat same our missed zone our bra one som at the sky edin komono yentie said your kasa wo diri e pasaba bi na ye kasa Diogo Jota e wo bi ano wo say am say Jota any beche e pass na ono Andrew Robertson adenamai ensom ko World Cup yentie no Fan say and Robertson and I'll tell say ya den excepts Emma Nano pay live on the show now. My man Fanto when him say we call a pot 1 and some our chess a World Cup draw Nyame Duma watching a ya war medical ya to him say one more abaya near fan say play off a draw na impo Yaba trend the original draw archers and some other later this year. Now say the draw no be kono pot 1 wouldn't say host nation there. Wontumi Mesenti joueurs of Mexico and Africa Canada. Women saying about pot 1. Women pot 1 Spain, Argentina, and so women Portugal, our France, our pot 1, England, our pot 1, Brazil, and our pot 1, Netherlands, and our pot 1, Belgium, our pot 1, and Germany, and some our pot 1, Chesano, I said your pot, I would know, and some Nebesia call our brand pay. Yet I'm the Tabanti teams, Emma Kumako, I do me, and I 12 teams, and I'll call our pot 1. Yabaya draw me on Serie Ageno, and some Nebesia Sakatana, your father said William Estevao, and I Brozonia Quatana pay, Yabaka Charles, and against Ayo Tunisia, one and I take my game Aya 1-1, and I'm no Casson said the whole of the year 2025 from January, ever since the month of November, year international break, Yamo game BM, and just say Yamiyarma next year match, Elkono, William Sabrino, and a major as top scorer, Emma Brazil, and never be a Brazil, Ababe Drono, William said the year 2025, Aquadai, and some Asha 5 goals, and Yama, and yes, Salosao of Ayo Brazil. Now, the 5 goals I was sharing, I do about Kukranso, I want to say, I have 438 minutes, and I could not ball. Now, and our top scorer, Emma Brazil this year. Now, more now shall say the Akutano, El Toto, I have Vinicius Junior, and numbers with a national team. Now, Jomo Canning answer Vinicius a ball, I have 45 matches, and Emma Brazil, when you 8 goals, William Estevao, about 11 matches, Emma Brazil, was 5 goals in Tiana, Akutano, I have 3 goals shy away. I have from I say Obetimi equal, I have Vinicius, and some other Quadava Brene, was a Bakumi and Sapa, and some other Kawa, not just one, some Ababa equal record. We will find say I have Vinicius, and some Latimini. Now, where I am a slow cracker, I have friendly match at a Barcelona. Shara Kabama, Uruguay, woman national team, and a point, woman US of A boy. I'm a just a US of A, Uruguay, 5-1. Now, 5-1 one goal in here. Now, didn't you make us a match and some and say, Uruguay, I'm a national team coach, I am Marcelo Bielsa. Now, Marcelo Bielsa, and you say, what catch your national team plus Libisa, sir, we are Uruguay, now Bobo, and some our shoes, and in the Montes Sabia, Baby Ali, Messi, Bonbon, Major League Soccer anymore. What's a place almost like some Major League Soccer anymore, or consider almost a Mawaya Quattro 4, we are lazy, and said Premier League. The more shit, La Liga, the more shit to understand. Ebia 5 major leagues, would you know cross to 20? Ebia Belgium B, Serbia Portugal B, Serbia will born some our chess at Denmark and some any other on Eshipa, but so come up and some our US and we are lazy. So league soccer, Major League Soccer, at the end of my and so my get is we are first half, no I just 4-1. One more second half, and watch 1 goal so now 4-1 woman can share 4 goals and some adema a year on my I have found say joueurs of Feno, woman in our ball, our Major League Soccer anymore. That is baby I coach this is our baller at home and some just we are lazy and Kwadani now so my kind and some our near found Major League Soccer anymore our brand and some update free as well and some not about your first goal now you found Sebastian the Hunter what on some and some IHS player you found Alexander Freeman Amazoniate woman you see a Major League Soccer anymore woman they can put a fans 4 goals a year a Uruguay and Sana woman about Kososu Amanchester game and some I 5-1 and would you FC Barcelona Mami and Mani team and we are Barca a feminine not just a Barcelona woman team and woman so on a flight now Barca man a flight and you report I mean say baby a boss a man ebekwa away akobobo bia no the flight way and some ebekwa na anya flight ke to akra Airbus A320 na say Airbus A320 ano aye model a chese fueling ano ye chese airline de boss a man and some to report I mean say 180 seat na say seat our flight anymore ayama akoma 180 and chaba say bia Barcelona may Kwawe akobo Champions League womo tu kwan akodi dwumade bia na ebetimi afa members ne ade ama Chelsea City no kra no ebi nsom abesa kanai womo se emfa wo se bia ebefa Barca mano se omuni ba bia akwa flight no abeya dwuma commercially na dia discount so ade go mo botom a Chelsea no aye vuolen aye airline omo so Chelsea womo no bo truck ne mom se akobo se bia Barca mari tu kwan dia enom ana Chelsea omo so ba use womo brand the kama amanyoman so ekoye ensom adema team no na bonsa mema no woman so launch omo fourth kit na JC de onsem you be amentan nya but meya na chese e kan sampa bonsa woman fourth JC edie na yese bonsa for no say you want to twa say enam and almost start ya ton and say we are bonsa fan and a Wednesday wo per fourth kit ni bi atwa obenya na de mo call back akwesa JC and say woman dey pay homage and the amemno bi atwam womo ko Benebo na e classico the year 2005 wo be kaya Barcelona atwa Madrid ekoshomo 3-0 ya bi Samuel Eto'o about first goal and Ronaldinho at the second and third and some Barca team no womo se some match na anomutina so and somebody JC to say wa brand womo somebody pay homage at the masa gamer and some akoso watch say aye Benebo ho na be 6 years and ye abebi womo tayizi aye senyara no aye chasa yellow JC bina womo some ataye enei womo some fourth kit and ye womo some kai the year 205 toa Madrid El Clasico ko bomo aya 3-0 anamenu ntino wamo som adisa Jason no and some adiaba na report amenya no say Barca, woman make a return as our come you okay. Nasa no win our time, Emonitarian Jumadia Tema. May your presentation make a passer, make a choice of a bawdy. One more boss game no, our come you no more. One more chance to be a UEFA, ever more clearance, said a bear. One more first Champions League game. I was a boss, our come you, Abaya, a frown for some game no. And none of the announcement about Barca for say official almost announce a match day 6. Our UEFA. Champions League anymore aye Barca our home against Eintracht Frankfurt no we say UEFA say asia enti on be hosti aye Frankfurt game no and some our come new edano aye 9th December and as game no ebe so enti info bi awopa any ticketing and sensem no nyina later we must aba publish ama man phone say ade no and some no be say akontemsa say they come new manya be come return say the moment aye La Liga ebe giatum na UEFA abejatum it means if you know bobi ambasa mo bobia no mo so no betimi abo ya no ahya no so say wo mo dressing room home dia no wo mo nwie wo ma ye foforo bia no na say players no enso abayusu na home dia no dia bra wo mo to mo bo ase pa ye ne kama eto mo yusu tempra one way aye home dia Barca for design ya carpenter for ni ade omo nyanya omo djuma nwie masa omo wi ade ba shine ebe ye fabruta ebe ye no baby coaches abatena sema near cancer press conference abakoso enti nyame ya ma weekend way sam omubo wia sa owura fa sa Ernesto Valverde e coach be bawo ana Hansi Flick e coach Barcelona wo mienu also mo post match report am say cancer wo mo press conference room enyanya ready enti omuba yizi ayi auditorium eno ayi chasane ya cancer sa auditorium hono aye 1899 ana omubayizi na temporarily wom de aye press conferences any adena wom so wi aye press room because jamen say kan say wom say biem ebetimi afani pa no mo area chen kan de na efa enti ene omayisu temporary one na wom de hono aye press conference any ade ewa brando pe no eno so aye kakra frimo enti aba na mo boss for say serious kwanyame ya aduma from ene enkosi the month of January next year. I was coming you omunye yakrana etimi fa enipa mako 62,000 eno aye said your bouncer for no womo som asia target a report am san kan sa eno som abam sample ade ama bobokua ye fa no sa bouncer sansa dwumade womo da so eye bi pa ne nyina no ensom aye kakra frimo ede eba onum sa la liga ne mo yenim sa player ba kwa wo bre ewo racism ensan no aye Vinicius Junior na abrebia baby omeko just almost every season racially ebi mu abuse no wasafa pa but anopay report to mention kan say yese aya we aya chasa study bia we aya Spanish Observatory of Racism and Xenophobia womo ana akwa sa aya chasa womo kwaye omo interview ni ade a womo yese bia womo som ebusabusa ye nyoma no womo so mo chasa study ensom chasa na nipa ba kwa racially womo abuse no pa ensom all ali ganimo especially our social media aya kwadane fan sa Lamin Jamal na bansa kwadano nkoano wom se sem o fan sa bia 100% ye chem se bia on a scale of 100 say ena bia kwadano asafa domo kan nyina no sa aya about 60% of racial abuse across online ningina ko ensom adema akwada we ana Vinicius etosumi no Vinicius enso dia no ejina 29% entina online abuse say bia wo and why say na dia tam ani ade na sabi omodene kala ana sempo ebia ne compilation edina tam nyina no wo say Lamin Jamal ensafa 60% Vinicius ensafa aya 29% na some almost aya 90% wo mu mienu 10 akanom Womocha Adema Kylian Mbappe, Alejandro Balde, Brahim Diaz, Ana Iñaki Williams, Omo Ana report to Amensa Kanasa Diakano, Womoso Eche Edema Safano Abrana, Nasalami Yama Ebrapa, and some our social media no so abraning nano, I kakre free sa start demo, and so Ade Babante and Ano Pena, what kai or reference a Victor Fonta, Medaba Tricasa Wojina, say Omon Santono Swabana, Woman President Emma Barcelona or say omotu abano na owini elections in next year pa and one so abafa phone afeli yo mercy na de kan wo de wan fan so wase so omotu abano mano na koba se bi ono and so edin kunim awa bato ni mu nko ade a and one sam abafa ne phone na wa frɛ owe fan sell yo mercy enkomodie and some abakoso na je o kan nyina some ade say bonsa team no one supporters and fans repeat na ya adwen because na wo de participant so be Barcelona support biasa anyabiano striker bang and ya dene ba wo pa wa mo Ellen Halanda wa babo Julian Alvarez o say ya want to just say yampa ono mo nyina ya adwen enti anyabiano sanka bouncer wa Ellen Halanda and Kenya ode bouncer e wa bia Julian Alvarez and Kenya ode de hu ye da bia olmo mo ana na mo bona Ferran Torres nom ana da ni mo antono de da beso kan nyina no so mo to aba no ensom ade mana akugu dam ana benya bona bo enso ariama boss team na biam wase want to gasa Shafi no okan na no ema enra medeba o say ayadiasa Shafi ayobia onsanye na adwen say wone Barcelona ebe ya adwuma biam etomo mo yesa bia ai Shafi abeta na chi sere bia wonya abana wode coaching job ebe ma Shafi Hernandez no wasem anya no kwesa sa Shafi no wonya ready say na wobesa ne bounce ansom aya adwuma biam e wa bra no ansom aya kakra frimo eba Shafi Hernandez American ansem no wonim sasa Spartak Moscow womu de adwuma ne bai yesa Shafi ese onye ana Thiago Motta ensom anyai ano so Thiago Motta ensom reject Russia womu dwumadie e wa bra no ensom aye bobokua ye fa Spartak Moscow ajasa no ensom aye update ba wonsam no nyina no ye de emiete for Edamilitao mamu moment at Madrid omu kwada no mu free Brazil womu kwa assignment e ba no pe ye de ma time womu dru ahomachi wo bia san tunika ekwa because omu ba omu parke e wo ho ajasa kwada no drive free ye ho akomunie na Vinicius Militao ni Rodrigo wobi atunika na Militao de no Madrid for the fusa ena awaso ya scan de amomwo gidie Manchester omo fusa enyoma ayo positive and say tema eba so omo yina film our Brazil womo game against Tunisia ne mo no womo so wan go straight to dressing room sanka basanka bia militao go straight go locker room dia na ne yanka betche se bia ne pro no ensom aye serious no mom the moment eba so otena bench o ema omo wie game etche se bia wopra but enye serious are say amanfo bi ensom aka no tia train se de wono som no betwa scan na fe yawo se de ade no ensom no besia akosa akoba say yam plan se bia player ye fa no say edam militao ensom apra obetena nchen ensom acha na ne ebetche se ena Madrid ebeka womo center backs miensa no ensom aye abrancha no say Den Heisen Raul Asensio ana David Alaba womo miensa nko ana chesebeka wonom ano pay no yare update and the akane nyina no ensom adema yetefo enano pay ensom awo show no so asansem nyina no yare atudwa ena ensom awo dwumade no so ade ama ebiom no wonim so wram ensom awo chesensem from a yenko aye chese Premier League ne mu na wabra ye wram awo Premier League ne mu no report amensan kan de eba no se Arsenal omne visit Rwanda ensom awo contract na se Arsenal wo mo Jason mu a elko aye sleeve aye Jason no ekona bati anase ano hono na visit Rwanda eguo wei ayekwa Rwanda man amofas market wo som ekuro wo ne ba mo nchemoni ade omunyina so awo bina demensen kan say Arsenal for say ena Nyame ya duma the month of June next year and as a partnership and as a contract no and also bende na metesa visit Rwanda wonum say namu ya akra no woman san kok basketball mu woman LA Clippers assign a contract and ebiem udru American football enom aye NFL la woman sign NFL team aye fan say LA Rams as assign a partnership and woman be explore ebia another market opportunity US Sarabia Rwanda mino wamusom betia market in Arsenal de ne ebewu nyame yarma the month of June na Liverpool akotana ye fan Alexander Isak mama Isak no because on say Isak baye wo bia se bema emfayo nti oso okika na oye ne omaye na anopa report amenya no say weekend Liverpool ebebo Nottingham Forest report amensa kan say game against Nottingham Forest no womo ade abetu twa say Isak eye 100% match fit. Next year, Kasobi, I am match fit and a fitness level, our 100%. Next year, Sarah now Isaac, our super ball, our Newcastle, no, San Denny and match fitness, and Robiana Cotano, one of some room to radio. I am some dead animal Liverpool to me, answer 1 year pre-season to a banner Quackabasa and a friend of Fanny a day, and some Coprani Argentina, woman's so much as 100% the match fitness, you know, and I said, as ya crocodile to game against Nottingham, manager person started, maybe your Kikano Emma Timna, or some better. Mateus Cunha and Casemiro woman in our Brazil assignment to more babble because woman see a kind some Adama Manchester United in Mateus Cunha our flight in more one Casemiro and some our flight in more woman in some NHS some Busia and I just some come I have family woman some buy the update and my for an pay and some our Shonosuna yes and for be our Manchester United woman some our did say Ebia January, Elliot Anderson, Adam Walton, and Asabia Carlos Baleba, and you're likely to be a winter Manchester Betimiato. Now, some Manchester and Timinto Saba is me and say, Emuba Kokra, winter ya, Mayu soon to Mintro and Yasha, to Sanataria, and ye Omo, a year wolves, our Kurabia, your first. João Gomes na João Gomes no woman to the about so much boy and some at the back club anymore and also about Bramanioma and some I find so at the Amabobo fans United our branding and on seminal yet the Emma yet for an anno play and some I will show us amateurs and so I update and also by our Jumadians Ebiono Yanko Ayabobo Kua your fans I yet Chelsea son seminal one of the latest Amina and some other reporter Banasa called Palmer Kopama Diano, Amsa, Bermanswa take it to grass. Now only take it to grass, Amsa, and you may queer demand upon no moment Kopama. Our gym. Answer what build up. What was international break on time or prior? Ever seen the on shadam or Bob Papabia? And some Chelsea was spending much time. And some our gym, I'm a Bema, and so I built up our Brasserie. Now only a Fiano. I'm saying I was gaining muscles no Kakra. I'm a Cheso Copa. Mama say one more target Champions League game against FC Barcelona. I was Stamford Bridge, Serie Barcelona, and the Pedri. Sa match no Chelsea so say we some aba so mu Kopama eba sa match no na empo sa koba say bia boss and Chelsea Kopama enti am sa game na 5 days later aye Chelsea against Arsenal and a gamer one say Kopama no and some to be bobie chasa no aye kakra e free omaso de ba and one say na down for pa our Chelsea obi anim say aye tossen adara bioyo and Kopama de akodan na ye fan William Estivao and some ade account na mo say wo ko aye ball ni mu na wo ka Kopama down for pa chasa and frama and from Wontama aye Aston Villa boy na ye fan Morgan Rogers answer more na Bas Rogers and asa a celebration idea. Namum Kopama and Amadiano and some about popular Chasano and some Ayaka Frio at the Banano Peno and some our show so William Estivao. Yes, in Madrid and Porfano to one Manomo Bomusano. Because Aquadano. Woman omudi can call her but not woman say bio man dada na bia hwe shadan si papa bia no mamza obena sam omo shada yi woman and yes said ya koda no asia start life our Chelsea our free bunch ba ne nyoma wo ye o start so born akoda no bono yes modern for say omo no mo pa but we say some woman wontimi kan pintia na say wa kata so sana de no enso asia kwakwa e wa bra no pe no e kakra fi omaso ye and some at Eba Honsamono, yet Emiator for Juventus essay. One more search Nabri at your free Aya Bamuchinamum. Report to me, sir. Nabri, any baby alcohol. Idea search Nabri at a place of Bestena, Wakos were born aboard Yama Clubber. Your father's a Bamunchin Empo, Yasina Liverpool Timno, Wamosum Bayasan Communia search Nabria, and Ka Omo Peninsula Coranabas will stay as our Bavarians of Bamunchin. Now, okay, Adrino Galliani, or reference Adrino Galliani, or no, I am maybe a Trump CEO, Dema A. Similan Timuna, was someone come and Tumuyam, na Gattuso. At Italy, ever co-walk up. Said yes, you could ever say Gattuso, no, what ten of some chain or some yamatra or Julius Gennaro Gattuso at Italy, minor, and some other co-walk up. Quick one, Shadrach. Yanya, a basketball enough for Yamra de Channel Peno. What is a Lakers, a boy, 140 against 126. Wabra, Wamucha Ute Jasino, LeBron James, LBJ, McKee, the first game this season because American catch pra na unum sam wire record and say the 23rd season and oh boy na sa basketball na LeBron James about a year 23 seasons 23 years and LeBron and also the ball a basketball LBJ and so by am say points ni be assist and rebounds and yadena Milwaukee Bucks on my brand here your fan say Giannis Antetokounmpo report to me Giannis Antetokounmpo no one also akwa one more say a groin strain and akodano and some anyantibe na watcho baako ekomienu de enya de say Giannis Antetokounmpo and some betimi abo game ediama eye team achese no eye Milwaukee Bucks ebiom no the NBA so fine Cleveland Cavaliers the Cavs omo fine omo $100,000 na no nyina no say ehonom emraya adwuma wo mo league no ya fa bibi eye player participation policy say bia de parasa na ho ye na also buy also man ball o me say me restore masa wonu ska man for the basketball ni mu entina jamenya no say fine akọ e dia mo me say Donovan Mitchell and Ivan Mobley wo mu ye no am say na ko mo ho ye but to decide say November 12 o mo rest and a dem be hwehwe mu sampam say mu twan trode na kwan bi aso no mo ma je $100,000 fine and no I said yes yakọ e wa bra no pe ho sam no ye de ema ye tefo ye yen fensina yema kwama bedwa from an afi yen to us still live on Wontumi TV digital satellite live on Wontumi TV live on Facebook live in caps and afi YouTube yen live and some awoso yen to us.
na paase na osan ka me wo ha me besani e mo ame isi adwuma mu anuanom a erade de adom me no minimo bi asuban sisi aha nti say me tread cautiously I am treading cautiously because Shadrach no kra ne me ye nneoma bi kra na no pay no buy bididi kakra Shadrach se debi we am betwaw me you say ti say there minimum nyina sitri minimum bia sitri yaw ti say there me sonson me ho Newton na mu kra say me sonson me ho na ho da ko be bana ne kata ne de panya wo say twe na di to ne papa ni na e ko e be yaw. Now a very good morning to Obibia Washer and Anopabia and Anna and who say anytime you spend time with us, sit behind your television and watch us. Now Shadrach me the link be send do anwa ye ho adwuma mame, but before I come on it, I think the new format of the World Cup definitely is springing up surprises. UEFA any FIFA ankasa no yawo ane to de bia me hu ni se omoye nneoma mane ko Benkrum, especially with their level of thinking and the way our city prepare ourselves for major competitions that they want to actually look at. And the Ochekesha, UEFA taking the bold step in making sure say obe extend the number of clubs that will participate in the UEFA Champions League.
Okay.
This is due to the fact that they believe say smaller clubs will have an opportunity to come and experience the Champions League, not at the expense of Ebia Obi or New Biko Plana Kesifoni Biko Bonnet and Dendi and San when Yakunya qualified Yaba. It may have two ideas behind it. The first idea is to open it up for smaller clubs or smaller nations to have opportunity. The number two is about the politics of football. Yeah. Uchu Mutaya. The more you win, the more people understand and follow you. No matter buy into your ideas you are bringing in. Now FIFA opened up because this is one particular FIFA president. I mean, who say he's a FIFA for all. We're defending Middle East. We're defending Africa. We're defending Asia. Even Europeans in the crown want to talk the just because they said normally when it comes to making decisions, yeah. He makes sure so more makani na be benefited. Now, yafa when she team say yaw. Imagine say Eco World Cup ye BM48 for the first time in their history. Kurusao Eco World Cup. Oku binu na yakase Eco 12 be FIFA president na Infantino say you know beto na onto.
Yamu na be kwa mama.
Yeah, what did they mention as no? Yenya other countries or more different playoffs. Now, even on the continent of Africa, already you say 9 representatives. Yeah, trying to Congo, baby, original. So, bet me share in the final now. Congo so qualify Congo. Ebe mai, ebe come na makumaku edu. Yeah, office Africa high kasi ye toa ba ye ntoa na. Yentomano. And you see, the dynamics has even changed how the European qualifiers look like. Because Europe normally near him how almost it born at first. But this time around, you actually change na a bimbo playoff. Among topic groups region having an opportunity I qualify to the World Cup. Now we share how competitive it is. And now, yow, me share Scotland in a Denmark game now. Me share game ni Dean. I'm see Debbie. You know, before the game, now me and VCG say,
be a ghost crown no
song. We might have a boring game. But yow, right after the national anthem of Scotland, Bibi egu me ho kakra. On say I was gu kakra because all flower of Scotland no omuna to ni say kukuro. Yow, na akoma no. O hwe the way omo ball omo dey take kakra bi, take kakra. Pierre to be, you really look at the team that was really motivated for the day. Say, yow, they will make sure. Oh, flower of Scotland, when will we see your like again? That Ben Yebehunu says so. The reason why they said that Ben Yebehunu says so, anyhow, it's replicated in the kind of results they got. Now, you see, whenever they speak about the old flower of Scotland, they are referring to a certain flower that is called the thistle flower. But the picture I send this Shadrach now, you carry thistle flower now, a won't kase wo kakra. Flower be a come up, but a won't kase when in effect, by intention won't kase kakra. So this is how it looks like. So the reason why they refer to this particular flower whenever they sing the old flower of Scotland in Nigeria, said back in the 13th century. Also, during those days, there was more invasion by, let me talk about more Sweden, Denmark, Scandinavian, European countries, traveling to the shores of UK, Scotland, or by UK, or by England. So you can literally see some of these things in movies like Ohe Vikings, and some of these things. So there was a time. Norsemen know about the shores of Scotland. And I say they will invade Scotland. No more easy assassin. It's almost ship no more DBCC in Kakaka on a anajo. And no more madrin some area. No more rural grass anymore. No more money. I didn't no more community. No more invade. No more in area. A castle mobile banks on Bokum more in an flower will be in a war.
I don't know more dear.
And no more dear.
And at the last
head though. Mwe di obi ante ana ba ko nan ko ye dey ekutia so etia so na won kese no kam na scout for ni obi ahunu yi. They call it the battle of the larks.
Wow.
They call it the battle of the larks.
Wow.
They believe say one particular thing now whenever they sing it shows a level of resilience. Something needs to save them. It is when on stadium they needed something to happen. And last night, the thistle rose. A pigeon Denmark. What's the story now? Making against Sweden, this Scandinavian. And yesterday, it was another battle with a Scandinavian country, and that was Denmark. So football and how history aligns can never be separated. And should we are born 1-1, 2-1,
even Denmark the red card.
Denmark fantastic. Denmark for in Bobo Bruta. Martin Human, ne, Pierre Hoibeck, Omuni Bobo Bruta. But it took them back to the 13th century for that particular story that happened. And he goes no Moshe, Scott McTominay, good born in the say, no one done it. Now, this is what you love about football. The excitement after the last goal, the center line, or Pija born long, Nesiki Panechi, boom. Ejane Demi. So now Denmark will have to resort to playing the playoffs. And yeah, it's just unfortunate. But I think history has repeated itself. From what happened in the 13th century, it has transcended now. So they were literally struggling here and there. But I love a dream a bit to say, maybe a Scott McTominay, the likes of Ben Dokmo, and no free mu earlier on there, pa. We are supporting senior no the say go muti, no because he's a quality player. Quality player. But John McGinn, yeah, or yeah, one player, we are some coach BN one more John McGinn will team more. Forget about how technical ebi abekasa one year.
On Okita South America for no
had the most hard-working player I've seen in the Premier League. Yeah, player bakwa coach is about Aston Villa be 10 times. Omo ya dead o fit him somewhere. What in the boss 7 obebo? What in the boss 10 obebo? What in the boss 6 obebo? What in the boss 8 obebo? What in the boss 10 obebo? Yeah, solid. And I'm so happy to see Scotland going to the World Cup after 27 good years. Yeah, 27 good years. Haiti call World Cup. Kurisa will call World Cup. Yeah, goes in the bed also. A better Haiti mula and every beye. A beam. It gives opportunity for every single nation to have a show representative over there. Yeah, I feel World Cup. No Haiti now. We'll be filious because players in the economic US. You mean Canada? Komoko. You mean Mexico? Komoko. Kurisa for me. Show say player be to our na new da. So one day. So imagine say Haiti a call World Cup now in a group. Haiti near be a Portugal. Bruno Jina, Ronaldo Jina, Neves Jao. These are the things and the lovely stories you will love to see when it comes to the World Cup. And I'm so happy. Say yaw, Abase. But me say if you know you about discuss Black Stars games you are tuni na inendi unkomo. Inti any be discuss. No one send be breaker. Na sana be debate ni yaw. Throw it to one man say me say Black Stars teams now qualify for the World Cup no, from the continent. Congo Nyanka will become qualify. Black Stars any the weakest teams among that teams now qualify for AFCON. Qualify from continent to a World Cup. Omo qualify from Africa. North Africa for no. North Africa. Omo 9 teams now qualify for World Cup. You need the weakest. How? Who the eba bechirim? Mate. Mesa medase. Mike. Bray.
Fancy medase. The interesting stories of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers emun sensem ne sani ankomo ne siete. 110 year. You can never separate history from football, and every historian deals with date. And that's it. About date now, the event starts to unfold. And right now, 18th November 2025, and 18th November is very significant in the history of Haiti. 18th November, precisely 1803. It is the day Haiti. Free by because they conquered the French troops and then the French colonizers. Haiti a record be the better. They started the Haiti revolution from the 70s until we are grown in a year 1803 ono. So from the 17 a year 90 something they fought for their freedom and they conquered the French. And qualification. It has marked a significant trend regarding Haiti and football. In 2023, they also qualified for the Women's World Cup. This is not the first time Haiti has qualified for the World Cup. In Black Stars, Black Queens, and Sana Yebeno. Sana Wemuso DNT. So, all my now World Cup qualification pain. Difference a woman say Haiti neba the World Cup in 1974. What tasty be that? But the comma diomache, what makes this more remarkable is say Omo Football Association has gone under the period of normalization. A normalization committee now running Omo from 2020 deba. And throughout this period of normalization, they have been able to right some of the wrongs in their football. Omoma Abebo World Cup and the Merman also Echo World Cup for the very first time since 1974. Wait, over
50 years in it.
Exactly, my fan shame. Maybe it is good omen for DR Congo. The last time Haiti played the World Cup, DR Congo no won't be.
Hey.
The last time DR Congo called World Cup na Haiti won't na Scotland so. So maybe a good omen. Erema DR Congo. Then as Zaire 1974 World Cup Omo Bobby, Haiti Bobby, Scotland Bobby. 2026 World Cup, Haiti ba, Scotland ba, and then DR Congo are set to play in the World Cup Inter-Confederation playoff. That is the interesting dynamics. Before 74 World Cup, no West Germany had that World Cup. Before that, a South American country won 1970. That was Brazil with Pelé. And West Germany. But they also had that record. Oh, maybe. 74 World Cup now. West Germany in Nigeria. And then before they won, there was a South American winner in the previous edition. The previous edition, Ansana 2026 eBay, a South American winner in Argentina.
Yes.
In Scotland, Eba, Haiti, Basedia, Congo, Ba. Maybe you follow that trend again. But the World Cup also offers different dynamics. So, I'll come back to the Haiti story.
Okay.
Yeah, what World Cup anyway? North America.
Yeah, North America.
The last time the World Cup was staged in North America was in 1994. Why not, Jay? A South American country in Brazil. World Cup North American soil 3 times. On all 3 occasions, trophy no South America. 1970 when Mexico hosted it, Eco Brazil. 1986 when Mexico hosted for the second time, it went to Argentina with Diego Maradona leading the charge. In 1994, Roberto Baggio penalty. On Messier, Brazil edged Italy via penalty shootout. Ancelotti was then assistant coach to Arrigo Sacchi, our Italian national team name. It was Brazil that won it. So all the 3 times World Cup are called North American soil, whether US of A or Mexico, trophy no call South America. In say another angle for chart no. Again, World Cup no co-host Abemu once before this edition Ayebabe Rem next year. 2002 Japan Korea. Why not Jay? It went to South America. It is up a chart there. And there's South America for one will be brave.
You know, say Brazil now and
South America. I hope you get it. A South America and a Tekura. Meaning what exactly. Inti o person hwese on the Haiti Kobe Scotland Kobe say dia Congo so called the Europeans Nigeria and I'm saying so the record not to amount because the Europeans can't cope with how the weather will be in North America during the summer. South America for the say they are familiar with it. If you want to really know this, measure how the Club World Cup went and the extreme heat. Maybe more so air conditioner now you know. So all these will play a part. But back to the Haiti story. An normalization committee, Haiti, a Marco World Cup, a Mema Eco World Cup for the first time since 1974, 52 years. They want to right the wrongs. If you monitor the political trend, Haiti and Maye Muajo for the past 3-4 years. Gang violence has dominated. A modern president, the gangs killed him. Then they took charge. Port-au-Prince, or capital. Basically, it is 85% in the control of the gang leaders. In terms of how tourists now, so called Caribbeans are. You're too for say, Haiti the Nkamenko. You can go there and enjoy their wonderful beaches and everything. But you're too for say because of the violence that has been perpetrated for the past 3-4 years. In the Haiti national team, fancy, they don't play at their home venue. Among more matches will fear since 2021.
Wow.
Yep, that is a story. So just like Ghana, you want the comfort of playing at the Accra Sports Stadium. They would have to relocate and play at neutral venues throughout. So they finished this qualification phase without playing a single game on Haitian soil, which is a contrasting story to when they qualified in 74. 74 qualifiers they staged the qualifying way Haiti as so they had the comfort of their home fans backing them. They did not do that, and they qualified on Curaçao soil. Curaçao also about World Cup Nibiana, and maybe Haiti for because they played in Curaçao
for quite way to Jamaica.
Exactly. No, my bono they are qualifying on Modiaba. Now, what makes it more remarkable about the date 10? Yenye history kakrebi. Maybe you pick your phone, make us say pick your phone no. Ne Google the Battle of Rivières. 18th November 1803, when the Haitian rebels defeated the French troops. Rochambeau and the French for no under the command of Napoleon Bonaparte. Say Haiti assassinated the honor. Let's dominate it. Saint Dominique. Yam fan shay and yasinian tonton kwafo. Inquire slaves anameboa. Then the slaves also felt no, enough is enough. Mat na ye ni just watch it. So the blacks and then the mulattoes, you come mulatto at Thiago Silva mo type ni bi o mo nheda anya brofo mo nheda anya tuntum. So the black and the mulattoes came together, formed a rebel group army. Sadia yesu ye betie tuan de etiamo. They fought 18th November 1803. Haiti conquered the French troops with the rebels. That was the first time a black slave revolt led to freedom or independence. Say, omo yankwa slaves. Omo si ye tia tuya de tia. Abrofo no omo kita ntuo ne cannonballs pay the friend perimatin no. No omo de say ni je so ya sorry tia omo ye ne. Ye kita nsekan ne konkonti ba ye nya tia abofre ba ku mienu bi a ye de be. A lot of blood was poured. But Haiti dominated and then they won. In the 18th November, no, Omonfe Niagro, I think the Shadow Cradi better so. In Kenya, I said the battle took place at Vertier, near Cap Francois, which is now Cap Haitien, in the northern Haiti. Commanders, indigenous army, which is a black way, no, it was led by Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Into a anthem cry, I'm friend led Dessalines. Upa Google Haiti anthem, it is known as that. To honor Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Now, the Odia Kunimu Tintimano, Dessalines was the leader, but there are no war grounds or no card in your Francois Capois. On Mount. They fought, it is documented, said they fought to an extent where France for who say Haiti for ne diomusun kunim no. They were marveled at their courage because ye kite tuo. Ye were bomb ye kumo. And so still more back. So the French troops Omujaye, and then they applauded the bravery and the courage of the Haiti rebels. No, Nankofo na kukudo fon ben nekito win. No more bomb unse momo. And that is how they dominated the French. And I bear story now. So I don't know whether one almost selected some person about 18th November there.
Yes,
and I'm seeing names of Monomoka say almost person about 18th November.
Say be a FIFA amount say be a dates be between 17th to 19th or so game never. Okay. So a bit me sound.
Maybe yeah they because they know the significance of this day. Exactly. A day of a decisive victory for Haiti. And then on 18 November 2025, a decisive victory for them, returning to the world stage. Omo Maino, Okon Asaino, Gangs Asaino, like Ivory Coast when they qualified for the 2006 World Cup, Hokai Droba. The rest of the players pleading to the rebels to stop the fight.
Yeah.
Haiti, dear Omodia Ba world stage, and so true football. No, maybe it is showing to the world, say, yeah, Maino, yeah, bre, come to our aid and help us. Because if Haiti ever a normalized country now, like Omo football, yeah, normalizing Omo success now, then perhaps. But rather it will be the good things you can enjoy when you go to the Caribbean to enjoy yourself. So that is the Haitian story. Very remarkable. And you know what? Players are more far no coach no Sebastian Minge. Minge was part of Cameroon team on the bar the last World Cup. Song leading no where Trebi or more piano. Coach no more far the Jumano on see Haiti as so there was no more airport temple. Into anoti abonten as at that time. Na F4 na be free. Oh, yes, local player be a PM ho Haiti for Kotoko, Haiti for House of Folk. And yes, idea friend and brow. Into the coach had not even watched some of the local based players. But he's been able to put a team together. And then there or the Abo World Cup what qualify or the Eba. So the World Cup of yeah, like similar to Kwesi Appiah in Sudan, like New Sudan, if they had qualified the same storyline. Sudan see a Malik, Haiti a Malik CCA. Oh, by the way,
but sir, all these countries, to say be a war torn zone now. Wontumi bossa qualify bar because there was no way I catch him say Curaçao be kwa Bogoles draw Jamaica.
So for 3 reasons, and now there may be a couple of reasons. You be a World Cup in the Munti. Normally CONCACAF region are dominated by USA, Mexico, Canada. These are the hosts of the World Cup. Into Omama qualified that. Into a mass slots na be available. Ni expand the World Cup nimti emwe biye. Saudi asa we know ho kakra bi a obefa. And if you be monitoring, Jamaica, Costa Rica are no longer the fourth or the fifth major forces ever CONCACAF or more performance. The other countries have narrowed the gap. Bellegarde plays for Wolves, English Premier League, or Bodima Haiti national team. Yeah. And the Isidore, or my qualifier or mobile World Cup, they can convince Isidore, striker and Obama Sunderland. So, now, these countries are looking now for players outside or more country, or more continent now. They have roots. And they be Obi war Panama, Honduras, by a Europe, they try to contact you and lure you on board their footballing project. And no can be na Haiti national team no. Etimi apeja and 2 years after Mumba qualifier Kobon World Cup and Memano so ba to the World Cup stage for the first time since 1974. You get it? And that is a beautiful story. You don't just need everything to be intact. Even in the face of adversity, you can still make success and enjoy it. And that is Haiti. Anyhow, they have been able to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. And you come on, Ronaldo and Trump and Kita. It is always best that we set records straight, near factual. Trump did not invite Ronaldo. Ronaldo was part of a delegation. In Komoni Inaya, the Saudi Crown Prince, the man who has been tagged as the $1 trillion man, Mohammed bin Salman. So the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, no Shia, Donald Trump. Then he came with his delegation because now, Ronaldo only a Portugal need there, but he is a face of Saudi Arabia, especially for their footballing project. And to want to mean this Saudi Arabia home come up, Wabra won for Ronaldo Mbata. And again, the Ronaldo brand, it is huge. That's a sabi we obia won't recognize it. But Messi is a great footballer. But in terms of brand, Ronaldo is a bigger brand than LM10, CR7 and Yakwa. So the Saudi Crown Prince feel. So I'm going Saudi Arabia. Next World Cup, you ever born away? Yeah, it wanted go World Cup and call Saudi Arabia. I've been called Portugal anyway more. So if they send Ronaldo there, it is for the sporting aspect. This is what Saudi Arabia is doing in sport, and then there you lure some of the greatest players to play on the continent. The top of it, Ronaldo into 1 year. So Ronaldo is seen as a figure of Saudi Arabia's investment into sport. But there are other reasons attached to it. When Ronaldo first visited to the country, since 2014 or day we Real Madrid, Ecobo a year pre-season. Record attendance. Exactly, he had his issues. But are significant in various ways. Before Ronaldo enters USA for the World Cup, there must be some sort of arrangement. And yes, I am US man Penia in Komo na ni
because I say Omumi Kenya private conversation sana.
Ronaldo had issues in America, although he was not charged. But Catherine Mayoga issue, see the rape at Tony Sony Adieno, a tentini dean in a brand, with the USA. And people were even speculating, say the moment Ronaldo bepa US assassin, they might revive that case and perhaps if your bias or more cocheno. And no count in a ma branch and yes, Pam no chano, Minya Kram Mahabion. So if you want to come to the US to play the World Cup, then perhaps when US president it's Nancy Dean Command, why so bepeja if that theory holds. Say Ronaldo be a betcheno. So Kushia Trump nene kasa almost sorti BBA we are there nebesi. Why never channel?
Wontumi.
So yes, Yanton Sam friend there, but he was a prominent figure in every arrangement that happened around Mohammed bin Salman. Now who Elon Musk money way you know. Obia Saudi Arabia investment too. They want to tap into that market. They want to widen or diversify or more investment, and they see Saudi Arabia as a viable option. And it's a crown prince bar. And they in America is powerful people. Yenshia, Niasu Yankaya Humbom, and Ronaldo being present is a very important or significant feature. Yeah, dream course. So, who sports a EB or Kobe apart from Ronaldo? Where will be sir? I am yet to see a Biaqua. So, we shall now evidence now, Fabra. But Ronaldo being present of this table is only showing us one thing. Ronaldo successfully has transitioned, maybe the first footballer to transition from an athlete to becoming a huge figure. Beckham wayebi, but baby Ronaldo dia kono. Menya show so be betimi atrasa ade no.
Wo, mate, me na say Mike. New. Baby anye cool. So why no. Na ye nkwe nim.
Yeah, I feel very cool.
I feel very cool.
Very cool. But I know prepare no brother quickly game room. Oto ado hon come na say yeah. A lot has to be said because kakra you be prepare ko work up na what check how qualify se ko ya nyina big hope e wo Oto mu say enyema say ekoye as we all expect. Na me hwe game na me pese me no ball enyema ba ko minu me nse bia ma jot do ato no current cap no amaye hu enyema bia say ya ye di hu komo. First of all, you're starting to see 2 games in Ayabono. You both Korea, Japan. You break omo game down. Yeah. Number 1, there's something I refer to say technical pattern. Yeah, technical pattern in the say every country biano and as a continent biawo culturally. Technical pattern be a unimbo mukura no a utimi follow. Number 1, unim say yaka say North Africa almost style of players say North Africa son of style of play
speed room
one say ababe si we so yaka say South America the same thing ababe si we so. Now one time a person me highlighted the true Parkers and say the same thing they can say Asia footballer, especially East Asia for no. Yeah, omo style of playing na technical pattern. Now me can say East Asia they are number 1. Me busa say in China, say in Korea, say in Japan. So current cap no it brought out many technical details of your technical team no and your squad no. Number 1, maybe say me discuss they be moving on from here. From Otuado 2 games in our bono. Yeah, Shadia be kind of crunch or say Otuado ye mistakes in the selection, the lineup, the preparation, or a lot of mistakes. The mistakes no ye any bino, near my person highlight. Now, if indeed you perceive corner perform ye dia, yeah, and you may so first of all, you bought Japan, you bought Korea, and you 1 or 2 be repeating who gave them then based on knowledge of every opposition or selection I will be ever reflecting how we are now ahead of the game. Yeah, any hobby. To be another who say the Messiah here. Now, so the Messiah strength today, no lie. You come with me, my strength. I believe in my strength. All Messiah strength in me so. You see yourself according to and also so no weakness kakre or no finding ways I'll be dealing with the strength. So saying and I Japan for. First game you Japan, coach they selected 4-2-3-1. Gideon Mensah upon Jonas Ajete and Ali Seydou. Back 4 ni Sibo Jirenchi and a ball double pivot. Sulemana and then mediums Owusu. On say a fena all full professional profile mo into the picture ni most of the database system so it had no man picture na show mo yes me nya picture but the person say statistically
more football for na farmer.
You're right so 4-2-3-1 na ba and then adu kwabena du becha United formula mo striker no we ya wo hwe wa hai entumi Japan fo no we are bo o hwe ha say no na me pese me hunu say ahode ni gina he fa nkasa we are o hwe ahode ni gina he fa. So sometimes ubusa number 1 question say uri Japan e kwakobo we are thinking about a gamer Semenyo Jordan or who else Inaki our most productive finishers no muni ho. Sulemana is not one of your best finishers. We haven't seen much from Adu Kwabena from the top level of the game. Also how well do we know him? And then Christopher Ban. But first of because obian kunwa wa obewu bibisa. Now when you are forced to lose the ball, you're dangerous. When you're Korea, you know, you have to build it out in Edeko. But you know, in our own half, Korea for my pressure wa has now you're 2 ball there to actually. Now you're touching and now we are Then how to regroup. Now, quite problem. Number one, your offensive pressure is so bad. I and a Korea for no push everybody is in half of Ghana. It's Busasem say, are we creating the blocks? Is that supposed to be the deep block, mid block? What the main base of this idea? Why is the INT being pressed on top? And they say, oh, yanko. Then we brought them here. But let's find something. Sometimes, if you want to create blocks, it means space is in the demo. As I say, but I can tell you what, within 1, 2, 3 passes, not more your own half. Into place and I can away.
And he say, you best sit deep there. Then it means you close every space.
And you can compatibility. Has a flex space with me here, yanko. No space na can say. No, not 12. But auto the one can say yanko. I say mumbra. And I know who ye.
Yeah.
But mumbra no space in now. Within one pass, I'm up to your last line of defense now. Within one pass, I'm up to your last line of defense now. So everybody say no. There now Obi Busa say team Nankasa focus with or without the ball. No? And they say let's start again. Benjamin Asari. On now start to play though. Maka Adibi the actual say forced turnover. Just over lose ball, but you are forced on lose. Yeah, very painful. Ball the head you'll be able to lose ball you. But when you are put under pressure, now lose ball. Actually say Utimu Pony no. One to me execute. It's a say ball no pray for true. You know, it was for build up, but they are back for safety. So watch it carefully. Whenever they are put under pressure, I mean the blasters, near tomorrow they are more. Now Baba any chance edit here. And this was some of the excerpts from the Korean game. I build up in a way you lose ball no as you second phase or something. And sometimes also must speed no. Because I'm a ball we continue to stay more behind the ball. Placing more bodies behind the ball means, as I say, it's difficult for them to penetrate. Number two, as I say, attacking them more sharper and more direct because from this area to the attack until you're more balcony and to be able to finish more. Then what is the essence of sitting more deeper? It's your deep said to me. You're really born at the cutting edge, Two, you're deep because Korea for no respect kakra. Say you come so behind it's very quickly. Young funny means being city, but it was never meant to be. So my catch 1, 2, 3 passes. No more you won't have for the second time you saw that we defended here. Yet you started
blocks.
In my opinion, this was it. Selection
4-4-2
or Yadiko game no 4-2-3-1. It was wrong. Owusu shouldn't have started the game.
Means we are fun as a friendly no try and
what should Senegal game be? You know, be a trying to work up. No, if we tell ourselves a friendly there, then so be it. But everybody is playing. We've all watched the game. Yeah, when was the last time I was say about game 2 days? I feel my coach
yes,
but I made sure I say, oh, my show to in the second game. Now shadows of the second game will be to first game. No, in part of our weaknesses, then I said no, I need to talk about this. So in my opinion, selection of the call. Japan game no, it was wrong. Shadi with Thomas Brendan Asante, a typical number 9, who loves to operate centrally with the freedom to go out wide. I do Kwabena so 4-4-2 standard with Christopher Barr and then Suleiman, and now was Simone Hirenchi as a double pivot. Selection this should be in it. Korea Owusu position 4-2-3-1 no. It should have been a standard 4-4-2. No, we saw about second half. No person was on the shot. Knowing the strength of Korea and Japan, no, you don't start him. Yes, you are trying, but you don't start him. Two, you're also looking for results to boost up the energy at the camp and the confidence of Ghanaians. And you can say, trying selection here wrong with ya. No, yo. 4-4-2 would have fitted 2 strikers, 2 sharp wingers. You have 2 certain midfielders. Way better progressor. But you find on Tunche, I'm not sure why in the second game no so error no because what share Thomas Asante is a natural number 9. And should growth, he's now growing. At the age, he's gotten to a point or bars here. Said yeah, balance where you attack, Now Jordan Moama Sabanyo Abano ko yaw. Yet me ma ono so mo game na make sure me halate the chrono. if indeed Osheni Panoa. This was Thomas's position. Then Antoine said, in those two situations, the only thing to understand is the position. Oh, Thomas Asanto ha. But he will be a coach in the Kotoya. The favorite position, the fourth the
center forward.
He loves to be in the center. On the area has said no. This is where he loves to operate. It is a coach, Oko boss menyo top. Now the Thomas Ekoto nche say operating right insider. Maybe opese oboard on the second roller. Obo now masa menyo ebo center metia say by in equal measure obetinya bom me no e top. Now let's talk about the other side of the game. Sometimes the imagine you say Otto SSO yire no ho. He has been very poor. 2 friendly games in a boy Otto has been poor. Who's opponent in my pressure? Your boss no to go. Look, my catcher said Owusu wasn't fit to be part of Adukwabena. This is Adukwabena. He comes under pressure. This is Owusu. Owusu's position. He is looking for a second ball. Bona always say you're a kicky ball, give a mess and a kicky ball to buy. Or kicky because a center forward has to hold down the ball. Nabako move Sabri. Nabako under pressure, and this is Owusu, the partner. Shababia Christopher Jina or Opejanisa. Can you see that? Bona you have more pressure, so kick the ball in. Yo, as soon as you are pressed, opponent take catch us a bomb bra. One more, but me mount pressure error between cinema show. So in order to avoid the error, I no kick ball the go inside. Now okay kick ball the go inside our bra one plan so they are not to actually because Osha Aduka Penewa it comes under pressure. Look at Usu. We so change. The boy is under pressure. So both say kick the ball. You have to hold the pressure no. You have to hold the pressure no. Watch it here. And sometimes you lose.
I say, you need press resistant player. The
idea of the coach, well, who is set and comfortable press yes. Now, Sibo. They say our question, my dodgy, and say Sibo is comfortable on the wall.
Born by no appear.
Yeah, but sometimes he comes under pressure and he doesn't lose them. Square passes. He doesn't lose the ball. Square passes, you progress. Yes, sideways, you vertical. And already, who said they are not quite no.
Wontumi.
There are certain situations as my mechanic say, Thomas Patak will better anybody to go, but Sibo will maintain the ball here. But in transition, I say, turn the economy, say, Thomas Akeko. Babu says, Sibo Asaki people no ha. And they are. Let's just say dangerous amount. You want to build up. Now the ball echo. This is where the whole thing starts. When I will build you, watch, you are put under pressure. And to be very honest, this is the second half. Earlier, when we are building free, now we are going here. So it was a canker in the tactical selection from even the first half. But the Ankonia lose the ball midway, and then because of forced turnover, you are forced to lose the ball. What lose the ball, now but any great chance at your opponent. This Korea side here, your group will be your World Cup, and you will be tough. You will be tough. Your groups are your World Cup, not here discussing. Your winner with your group no more. You be our host to World Cup to be paying. US or Korea, or you share more, or you share Brazil, you share Italy, you share Germany, you share Portugal. They have always been there. Check, this is the Japan game. You build the core. I am cutting you across the 2 games. We are going. Watch this situation. Turnover. We are going to concede. You are going to concede.
As a born here, you send a part. Now you want my younger soul.
You can concede. And no share area na Korean in the ball born the same one. Is that not the same angle he scored?
Yeah.
Angle back Korean in America. Elias.
And here South Korea again away Japan there.
Yes. This way.
Are you Korea there no yeah? Lee can
and the first turnover in you. Now what if I want to come back to you? Now by be a whole ball long ball they are they ready or not? 2. The okay keyboard they are or the technical skill set now bet me at the ball no make us a clearance compass bet me and a amount. So we lost the ball and straight. You can't concede. So in my opinion, Japan Korea has really revealed a lot of tactical weaknesses within our team. Autopa, we voluntarily will send clips within the team. 90 minutes in a boy, 80 minutes, 90 minutes. You know it. The game was played for 90 minutes. And in my opinion, Japan gave no auto call for free back. was it Japan? And that's what here. Free back, you know, the same selection may be free information. Why are you wrong when I say you try to put Irenchi as a right wing back? For God's sake, a Kreba Blaster, what do you say? You're born a right back, you're born a 6, you're born a right midfield, and one of the poorest outing for Blasters, you're born a right wing back now.
In the position, and as I was maybe your benefit now, what did you measure?
So, me, yeah, in my opinion, or top coaches were Europe. Only in for bebre on man one channel on Yema 1 or 2 or more money.
What company they are qualified?
Yeah, qualify. And share, this is it. I don't know a near brother person me come china me de chrono. Sa 3-4-3 way, I'm why you say cry. Now, Otto, or adaptive coach. Adaptive means opponent na all banisu and offer not the prepared call. And more importantly, Otaye defensive kakra. Adapting, could defensive kakra. Anyway, 3-4-3 we are in 10 and they show me how they could have performed more better with good arrangement. Then when they say the 3-4-3, you could give me 5 back straight. I didn't know what you're now watching. 5-4-1, you could give me Senna. And my problem again was Thomas Brendan Asante in the position. Yo, I don't know how they better. Why would you want to put him here? Why not switch to a typical 4-4-2 standard? Because look, you have winger Sulemana and you went for 3-4-3, and I'll put you Sulemana in the final third. And at the end of the game, saying a formation, a 5-man back line, 4 in the middle, 1 striker. 1 striker way, bebre wahano position okay. So if you call World Cup and a person win your system here, get the best out of themselves. These guys, they have been playing so well in Europe. Share rating, and Japan for rating. I mean, try to quickly. Share rating, what is share rating?
You're dealing in oranges.
Oranges. Let's check Japan there, no. We didn't perform. Every part of the field. I saw.
Didn't you make us and says, yeah, World Cup and they are qualifying. They say, I was saying to me, I'm qualified AFCON, like Ubia Canadian or out to the man in Quebec. I said, Mike, I say, you know, but because Edia, he will learn on the job. And indeed, Ubia announced that is out to be Mali.
Yeah.
You understand? Yent me an qualify AFCON a beam. But World Cup now, qualification here, there Nigeria, more come.
Yeah.
You advance here, so on, yeah, they are out on a day.
Yeah.
So they be also a be depending on drawn a by any opponent at Black Stars, a be face ye. Yen San quiet 2022 World Cup in beam.
You mean
no opponent in a few minutes. So I don't know, Mike, we know where feed them. You should to we are as a period now, it may consider first goal and a second goal. No. Just within 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Now Black Stars has consider another goal.
The same goal as South Korea.
Yeah, the South Korea movies are the same. In the World Cup, see a share.
Oh, say the Hammy,
the so sa.
The Hammy, ever Hannah, your Druno. Your qualifier view. Now, Mali game now, the example in Tina.
Yeah, I will say,
because me, my husband, a guy friendly match. And no one share one here, Tunisia.
And the Brazil,
The
guy, I'm just Vino. Militao chain. I was a sa nah. No, didn't say both from because I shouldn't say.
Watching no. Yeah, Japan game, from the video side you saw it. Statistically, they managed to getting more worse. Top stats from the game in the possession here, shots in and passes. What the 3 angles of the game no didn't come out, but beyond in Honma a shame crying. Now, sometimes me for possession casting be bracer into the major possession side not to ho. But Shadi be or say so about shots no total shot about game no 14 for Japan, 7 for Ghana, 72 they are on target, 14 for Japan, 8 they are on target.
As I'm coming to me say 8 near Timu 2.
Mali no awaka say auto show more away.
Okay, no. Off target.
Yeah, off target in 8.
And on target, I have 5 against 2.
2 from the 7 we had. We had 7 shots against Japan. 2
on target. And 2 off target.
Yes. And I'm more there 14. 5 and a call on target. But Shadia Kakrebi has say had and person me highlighted the channel. Shots inside the box. Ghana nya say
3.
Japan nya say
9.
Shots outside the box. Japan nya say
5. Ghana 4.
Now you come to the passes, baby. Who know? This is one area of the game. Ayana, yow. Ehame park because sometimes you know, Osha na man focus say bomb and you dominate and you say check something here. Check something very little here. Yeah, her passes and your free shot no, her passes in area no. Passes no yeah. Accurate passes 412 for Ghana. Own half 312.
Yeah, born way wow.
312. Own half
out of 412.
Own half.
Let's say a 100 penny a bond will be from halfway line echo
100.
Sir, also 412.
Okay.
Anna 312 a and can say own half. Next 100 pay.
I don't think that sometimes will be bad possession here as I was 51 or 49 and not a bosso, really say a bosso. But all 49 are winning, yow. Oh, bought 312 out of 412 passes and about 312. Oh, Kumo. Meaning say they didn't even care. They didn't even care. But yeah, Shadia Kakrebi now me narrow it down, Leonko. So my whole opinion is say instead of going for Otto, the free back, you know, I could have done this 3-5-2 would have gotten Semenyo and then Thomas Asante around the box. Now the UNC Ababa. This is it. It should have been 3-5-2 instead of 3-4-3. No, the same three back and but this time you have Suleiman and you have Derek On. Then you have midfield cemented. Way 3-5-2 Antonio Conte. You know, sometimes I catch you. Sometimes I can looking through some of the best chances now you know, came through out of the counter press. Few chances now you in the final third. No, it would be almost say that opponent and I said or my boys in the back, but the few chances are you're so critical in they came out of the counter press. In my opinion, yow, Adia who said over qualify for World Cup and I won't na FIFA CD no beba no and you might very very tough for the amount in try share in the so maybe to ado performance na remember 5.0 and the moment to ado
in the 2 games
in the 2 games no remember 5.0 sorry
5 over 200
no 2 games 10
and as 2 games 10 about where okay 5 over 20
but rated 2 games out of 10. We sit back yet who's acquired them Japan game, South Korea game, similar patterns or cracks. And I'm going yeah, my rate 202 5 over 10. Me and the performance also any next match and a series of friendlies in Oho. Yeah, just say you to me as a sound, but I also feel that the scouts and when you press do kwabena ne confidence, ne energy na no dey born. If given time, I feel so bit me a part of the Blasters. Prince Edukwamena, the profile effect, the height is very good. But game no, I answer plan you crowd one chance or yeah, offside no. The one-on-one technique was massive. So yo, to be very honest, Otto, me and performance,
Mate, a couple of right now quick. I am a winner and claim show na fame na yametwa so and so tea. No. I
think for the Black Stars, you know, my initial statement, I made Sana Newton Ebebani said, I believe you are the weakest team among teams not qualify for the World Cup from this continent. Yeah, based on your way, the kind. So, check currently the FIFA rankings now. Yeah, also 14th. Let's not forget that Cape Verde ranked ahead of us. Cape Verde no 13th. Now the only team we are ranked above is if Congo qualifies to the World Cup. So Congo no qualify to the World Cup, their meaning say the weakest team when it comes to FIFA rankings going into the World Cup from this continent.
Africa
according to FIFA rankings, they call the World Cup. According to then number 2. Over the number of games are nations no qualify for World Cup no really before this particular World Cup now the competition is on my bone any come first me sure say over Senegal team like I say winning more games than Senegal team no Wontumi can't just say we've won more games than the Egyptian national team. We've not won more games than even Cape Verde. Yeah, we've not won more games than Morocco. Look at the last time we lose match. We've not won more games than Ivory Coast because Ivory Coast both throughout the qualifiers.
We have AFCON defending champion.
Yeah, Omunina coach is Susu Kuruma, Efri Kromo. Michael Adam for Pa Bobby Star. Bobby. Omunina in the mu. Edeko. Never coach a good tie. Bomo Bonankasa no crane. So actually now we have boss negebo. Now have boa Morocco bo. We have Cote d'Ivoire bo. We have most of these teams say but finding the right balance for their team. We bet mark the same thing the Black Stars. You can't. Otuado is entering a phase where excuses can never be an option for him. Why exhausting the phase of having more excuses for this particular Black Stars team? Why exhausting? Yo, the money you could have me the weakest team here say teams no mudi and you know ma qualify for bina. Yeah, ni keve de pe and yen kwa AFCON. Meaning most of these nations will have an opportunity to even prepare themselves strongly.
There's a AFCON tournament.
AFCON nankasansan obeko into on free AFCON in kono. Yo, on free AFCON in kono. Enko duru baby obeduru no. No who say the team no dabi I had to what's a medeshe. I have what's a medeshe. The other time I was thinking about something. Say, you share how the AFCON really helped Ghana in two instances. One, 2006. 2010. Anytime they are intermittent, but AFCON, 4 months later or 5 months later, we are going to the World Cup. Factor to Black Stars performance. 2006, you call AFCON, you free group stage. You call AFCON, no, you free group stage. You free group stage, you know, Emmanuel Botre Betana se be reflected. It will be cast AFCON, no matter how much boy. Baba Amando. I'm going to go 2006 AFCON. No? By a best in 2006 World Cup, now one is center forward. So it gives us a lot of things to learn. You call World Cup here, shall I let Sunni Habib Muhammad Munai day? Echo. Despite say do Pomuni all of these players home, AFCON my fair idea of how we can build a proper team going into the World Cup. 2006 AFCON and you die. 2006 AFCON and you lele and die. By Echo World Cup 2006 and now one header. So look at how the AFCON shaped us. As how me build a character. It's a Echo World Cup near when Marciana. Then 2010, you bought the final of the AFCON. Egypt in a share 1-0. Could you ask someone more no Moko boy 2010 Angola? Angola no cry first game or AFCON no cry Lusui. Ye group no Togo ama. Togo ama.
Say no Musafasa.
O Musafasa.
Points no they call Kabinda.
That is it. Togo ama. Ivory Coast Javino Mutian gidi and you recover. Now share the performance at World Cup AFCON 2010. Now yaw yen sound call the World Cup how we performed that year. Na ya na nye. Moment I been stretch between AFCON and the World Cup, form started dipping a little bit, despite other issues that is attached to it. I'm not saying it's solely based on that, but the AFCON definitely prepares you well, especially say AFCON and the World Cup never the same year more. Now Bobia, 2014 year boy AFCON 2013, it in your 1 year, and some year course our World Cup no, and Jonathan Petroepa ne Ariste Banse Muye and Wajuma Burkina Faso. Then 2015 you be pick a form. 2016 ya mo AFCON. 2017 we play 2018 till 2017 performance ya the AFCON. The factor to 2019. And we ya money the same year because 2020 World Cup no need any more year. So Africa, especially Ghana, benefited from years which we played the AFCON and the World Cup within a 6 months interval. Itika kwaba say na asabesi subiem na nke yeba benye bia be 8 months 6 months bi da enim no aya we be ko World Cup no ke me expect sanka AFCON ke be dey ke qualifier ke be boa because kasa South Korea more friendly matches say yebobo yebobo but definitely the AFCON would have given us a proper test to see the team well and you kro man yem fa friendlies enye serious okra yam funny serious yam more AFCON. These are some of the games there was a team here they assessing ye and then another Mike didn't come be offer and we're speaking about how some of our players treat the friendly games.
Say Ubenya another competitive game above you just the month of March.
The month of March. It is
Sana be a few weeks to the World Cup. You're breaking for World Cup and Intino. Ubenya be a bare countries in the friendly matches 1, 2, 3.
And campaign.
Yeah,
campaign.
Period now.
So campaign.
And you mind beyond of a person over Bob.
Debbie.
The body call World Cup Nankasan because
on pay situation
Switzerland. Yes, yeah, 2 night day.
Aye. By a call World Cup one corner him.
I say
what I say? Yeah, some of these things, you know, maybe when you say players need to some why. Especially at this stage now, yeah, you need AFCON to play. Before how you treating on the Weber or some ma, Weber ball or some ma. Was a quite what mean too much. Some issues when you know, I believe we need to look at the commitment of some of these players before the World Cup. Because preparation, Papa bien one be preparation, Papa bien one be can qualify for AFCON there would have done a proper preparation for this particular World Cup. And yeah, and the mommy feels a team when he has a ready. Yeah, you're ready. Because almost started another game, no. I can tell you for a fact, say a lot of them are not going to start for the Black Stars when it gets to the World Cup proper. You call World Cup and then JT, Jonah JT, and Kevin upon never started with you, Debbie. Jikuni Salisu somewhere fitter. Video men sabe body, Ali the said body, Benjamin Asari better go post mo. Baba and Fifi mo as a party or a Siboni party. Me ya say calibrate chiba be shem Fifi. This ebia edu enu an adwen sisa. Kamadi Suleiman asamenyo ho a on start. Jordan ayu wo mo a Prince Edumu ni Prince omunyina omu main team no. They won't start. So why don't we take some of these games very serious? Yeah, sana last time you call Karen Cup. Yeah, they Dennis Kosa Moko boy ya ne basa and ya de ba World Cup no. Now me na boy any team share South Korea. South game 2 goals down. You burn out pim, you burn out. Second half game no. Kudu si nyami ne si be hwe yen. Pre bo ba kutum 3-2 near the game no. You know go say put up. Portugal so noye. Yeah, and you look at the kind of results we got at the World Cup and the preparations we had. It's the same line ya nenamu no. Kwaina ni nenamu no. Kwaina ni nenam so no. Kwaina ni nenam so no. And the AFCON they are shimia. It's not about going to the AFCON. It's about having a better preparation before the World Cup comes. Because we have a history. Say yeah, be a yabo World Cup, we mabo AFCON, we Ghana kwa ya there. Unless you prove me wrong. And 2006 ye win, 2010 ye win. It's a money hard dream. It's a year and your maya. You have to turn the said ye bet him to 2 years. I'm a resource at Timiaba. Everything clearly shows so to the 2 formations no the Bay Juma 4-2-3-1 and asset 3 back system. Who suit yaw? Yaw suiti. Who suiti?
About the formation and answer be a system, but about say you be see do my sample yes it's deep and I'll say be a block said na new team na
new team try dey be screen so
and you can say spaces
Japan press ye South Korea press ye obi o person near bonetary bia na din bia will have to press us because we are easy to press against.
No other countries in them say Black Stars nyan mojo now jaya ye be how.
Oh, of course.
So on my own kita born.
Oh,
but say you're born
but we've actually lost our fear factor. Yeah, we've qualified for the World Cup though, but on the continent, let's have an open discussion. Now let's bring in various journalists from different countries. Now from the European nations, let them come in. From North America, let them come in. Yeah, let's have a proper discussion about the World Cup and how they see Ghana. Who wants Adriana Sessa? Who wants Adriano Assessa? I can confidently tell you the World Cup African countries are man for slow when Ghana can be. Ghana will be. Morocco ni Egypt one and then mo obiabe so Egypt kwa na me form count because omo type kwa reality ne on paper ni totally different. When they go to the World Cup they fail. But for teams like maybe Senegal, for teams like Morocco, yaw obetimi don say su waka say no. These are countries as even Ivory Coast. World Cup they could deliver a good results. Yaw, we need to improve. Otwa do bia mpamo ne nko bia. Emre na aka say de be pamo otwa esua. We are not ready to go and bring in another coach for any adaptation process. No, it's not happening. Muye den otwa do na ne de ne World Cup no. But bia ye gina say ne nkomo aya me ne wudi na no pan na say we must improve. Let's show some signs of improvement before the World Cup. So where am they call World Cup ne dia ya when them go say akwa ba wo. We must improve and work hard. 13 wins, 11 losses. Yaw, adwuma wo ho. Adwuma wo ho pa. And tie Newton asem na waka say anytime we go into the World Cup, ye group no ye den ya ye nya ba kwa waji World Cup mu da. From Italy to Germany again, then to Uruguay. But I'm hoping we can overturn a lot of things in March and hope say and you breed a lot of confidence within the side. By our players no so mo mano. Omon kwan show mo trim say World Cup no fiti ya na so wase sa no ma free bag no ma besenko. Asia onko obo one game no preparation match be na benya de be call the World Cup no. Akọ perform bra no be my reasons bra no be say we take some of these things your fan say assuming faso
as a pretty Belamundi so say the way we demand from the team we haven't reached there. So them say you see person team no bon you lose our level no.
Said you see person team no bon you lose our level no. Okay fine. Then we all should accept more or less say a World Cup na Ghana film group stage am obi amesu.
Oh, they meet me from group stage bas.
There mo bi amesu. Oh there be.
Say nya.
Oh there be mo bi amesu. Yanyin tum say ho na na ewo. So now we've come to a level where we all need to accept say yen qualify for AFCON normal. No, we've come to a level where we all have to accept say World Cup na ko film group stage is normal, we need to accept it. Ya koni free ma mo bi ameka ncho bi ase nsake otu ado. Your level no yesu coach no oh the me see yesu coach no so we are at our standard level.
Question maybe also you qualify for AFCON na hard na maybe say so you call AFCON na nke be qualify from your World Cup group na
sanke be qualify from
I want to know
initial records as soon as that.
Initial record.
Yes.
But what's the contest?
The contest here is that 2006 before the World Cup. Yeah, but AFCON in January.
Who were the
World Cup?
Okay. I'm speaking to you say AFCON no say be January and 6 months or 8 months interval. You call AFCON am I a better preparation going into the World Cup? And the two times ni na SC time within 6 months or 8 months na dia ko ni na no a boy World Cup which I cited 2006.
Do you think say 2006 no do you see what AFCON na ma ye ball World Cup ni ye do you think sir?
Yes
2006 Muntari ko AFCON ni bi
Muntari ankobi
Asian Kobe Asamoah Nkobi. These were three of our stand-up performers at World Cup. No? They did not go to the AFCON because of injury. But it was inconsequential to your World Cup because they were back. We had a full complement of your team. Again in 2010, Asian Net is saying AFCON. Muntari Net is saying.
Oh no.
The main guy leading our charge then was Asamoah and Ameboa. By a call World Cup, we saw this player. No, the main guy, because Asamoah in 2010 wasn't. He was the main guy was Jan. Jan the day call baby Meboa. You call World Cup, you know what happened? It was Jan, Muntari, Kevin Prince Boateng, who had not even been to the AFCON. Inti the best me say a record there was say yeah like you cited, but the contest is different. World Cup preparation no oko AFCON no one ko AFCON no you still need to work. You know me oko AFCON no one ko AFCON no you still need to work. So yentimi broody over yanko AFCON. So what is the solution? Yanko AFCON yenim say yanko left for the World Cup. So what is the solution? The solution is not AFCON. Having the first point, having the full complement of your team. So we call World Cup person idea. U team now also need the full complement. Mean so mean can make us a 2010 cry be call World Cup no. You qualify and near names you be the say KP Boateng. There are surprise elements that pop up. We didn't know. It was a qualified we a ball AFCON we. As you was a player be crowd was able to make using a World Cup. KP Boateng, who had then excel for Portsmouth, with Muntari, our club level in England, Amoji FA Cup no. So World Cup preparation there and 5 conversion, which I perfectly disagree with. Again, yeah, maybe Mike, I disagree with that context. Maybe I'm point blank say yeah, you don't build 11 solid players for a World Cup. You build a team for a World Cup. Literally, nobody can convince me Okroma say 2006 AFCON did not give us as a nation a fair idea of how the team should be going into the World Cup or preparing for the World Cup. No.
So now that tournament and a ball preparation.
Yeah, one way or the other. I'm not also and come on, I'm no di assassin. I'm a catcher say I'm not saying he said that AFCON is the ultimate thing to prepare. There are other factors. So I made it emphatically clear. Said there are other factors, but AFCON also play a massive role. Then at a moment in time, I also can say AFCON they not yes in Jay. We improve, and I wanted to mention us, and I was emphatic say we need to improve because AFCON let go. So if we need to improve, players ben a beboa, and then also to adoye, and you ben was here to go akwem. What kind of preparations are we supposed to take serious before we go into the World Cup? But for the past 2 instances, I think say he played a role, a massive role, but definitely a role in how we prepared for even the 2010 World Cup after what we acquired Angola, which is I believe say boy in Ghana for man me who said the team no 2010 World Cup we set up as a whole. The back of Bonnie say say or a 1 goal project coach Milovan Ravat from the AFCON. 1 goal now defensive winner 7 years star your ball no AFCON no SSI again you call World Cup SSI again contest say 2006 there no what you see 2010 it coincided with a very good year for Ghana football. Me am a contextual analysis. It depends on where you pick up that contest.
A Honor under 20 Nico ball way
Rwanda and Egypt.
A Africa and then the World Championship. The same time, and I chant team Nico ball chant tournament ball ya call final. So we had a select group of the best local based players available. Into check here. 2010 Aholu Heart of Lions goalkeeper no. Okowa Cup nibi. Daniel Ej, Liberty Den. Okowa Cup believe together with Olele. Yeah, from Mufri the best of the Chan team, the best of the under 20, but from the local league, yeah, from Monfankao. Lee Addy from Brekum Chelsea, then Bechem Chelsea. Chan, then AFCON, then World Cup. So, and yet the AFCON in isolation. Until I may say. So we didn't come on contextually a mobility as ye. And your record that your Bebo World Cup no this year see a AFCON near World Cup there. The contest is broader than that. Only limiting it to AFCON now. You make the AFCON look too significant, say your being tier. But near me one channel, you might ignore it. So 2006 and 2010 and yepe. Your new make boom and me pijaye, including the surprise addition of Kevin Prince Boateng, and all of a sudden, you see Ghana NBA Unity or Germany Mojaba or Betimi Abua, and he came and he helped. Muntari returning to the team after picking form at Portsmouth. I was in penny for Pamelo Van Chelsea. Young fan and measure team Nimobi Abra or Peso Pam the Crefrio because of disciplinary issues. Asamoah hitting top form in 2010, right before the World Cup. And right before the AFCON, he was our main guy. Then Kodwa Samuamo and then the rest graduating from 2008 Ebevrem, the day you maturing with the under 20, then also excelling for Marseille Ale Avignon. Bam, you piano the number. Sana the so AFCON in common way, I think that we are overemphasizing it.
Might we are not. So far as it has played a role.
My opinion.
Oh, that one they agree to.
I
that.
feel, sir,
but so far it
we
has played
are
a role.
Overemphasizing it. Senior, other element contributed to us having a solid team for the World Cup in 2006-2010. Other elements now will also help. One, Mimi Wojidie say, the availability of our key players. Say injury and conquer from now till the World Cup, 8 months. AFCON you be born in December, we January. Now you call AFCON ko bo wie na key players a prepare World Cup. Now AFCON what would the AFCON do then? I feel like what in common I say, we need our core group available. And then the idea hard experience Konya or Japan and South Korea games in him. We did not have our core group available. If we had the full complement of the team, and Kabua coaches need to better assess, but make sure all your players are available. Two, the revelation I saw about these two games, and the amount of a breaker and a calibrate, right back on but for this experience, Kebenyansa, the club level noise talent, no, about fin. But Oba Black Stars now coach Nesekobon 10-10-1. And Yabone, because there are several players we converted them into such roles. John Pencil was typically a right winger. Yadine Kobo Prince Tego, you're converting from a striker to a right midfielder for the Black Stars. But especially when we are light in a certain position, these two games against Japan and South Korea, I'll reveal say Calabrian's best position to be used our Black Stars in him Prince Edu Kwabena as a central attacking option. These two games have showed us clearly it is one position we have actually struggled with. So I'll show the profile of attackers or more Black Stars 80-90% are wing attackers. Omo person omo ball no 10-10-1. You ni obi amfimfin hono ono ebegia tum say okay, this is my sport. My men tries to also dominate from there. Edu Kobna gave us something similar. Say profile when you nya behemu ebeboa. These two games have helped. So one way or the other, maybe the core group number na hard, but also it should be seen as a blessing in disguise because of some of these revelations. But your team, no, years out. All of a sudden, you qualified for World Cup. The discussion is, I was here qualified to way, you know. The reality is, there's a Black Stars team that has not won a single game or tournament, you know. Called AFCON. The last time we won a game, our group stage, 2019. AFCON. Black Stars last time a winning game year 2019 group World Cup you winning one game against South Korea. So Kabomua in the last 5 years and our last 6 years major tournaments AFCON group stage matches you winning 2. Then all of a sudden you want us to be world beaters, the best on the continent. So let's be very realistic in our analysis of a team. No, a fan is supposed to demand, I will see a queen, but the reality is we are not as good as perhaps we think we are, and it will take us time, and especially a Mompire say the key guys will be available. Because the reality is that you guys see the Black Stars as
Mike. So beyond for pressure and 2 teams, so maybe I'm assuming couple. So move free set team, no. The reality is we haven't got into that level.
Okay.
Then I'm saying it right here. Say every single complaint needs to stop.
Okay.
So Ghana call World Cup back. No be bejina be. I'm not speaking to Michael.
Yeah.
But you know Ghanaians in general. But so obi bejina be. Na Ghana you call a group stage twenty team. No, we will punch you back. Say team no reality ni say. Enye
ahane wo itututum.
So
when we come back again, so when we lose matches, complain.
We have comparing apples and oranges. Last two editions of the AFCON. Ivory Coast last edition, last two Senegal, they are top. Who you top three? Maybe. New coach you buy it, so I check here. He's not lost a competitive game.
He's a young coach.
Relax. No, Otto has to work. Relax from. I am not saying Otto does not have to work, but the available players for Papetiao, it was Senegal. Or the compare Ghana now, gap home, please. That's the reality I want us to embrace. No? Yes, this over the core team of Omo J the AFCON. Mane woho, Koulibaly woho, Edouard Mendy woho, Meboa, Ismail Assar, Crepin Diatta. Senegal wo core group no masa so excellent young players in the blended.
Quality for quality, we have our
Media Blasters example the Marseille. Blasters team we know. AFCON match group game o may win back since 2019.
Coach
for Senegal.
And na the okay the chese team
your team no yet said the yesusu no. We are not like Morocco, we are not like Senegal. It is Senegal and Kobo match my own fan to Ghana there.
Since you improve from here.
We improvement no. Sabe on free primary says and conquer challenge first class at university.
Couple. To be very honest. To qualify all right, but
we don't have a competitive team.
We are qualified here, but
boys, you can never tell me
because your team in your team.
No way, he knows them. He's counted them.
Otto
has to work. Me, I will never
players. He came to inherit a team.
But
from 2022 he's been with the team. 2022
Otuano call you after the World Cup he left.
He's been around Vicky.
Otuano came after the AFCON.
But he can choose to call a player on the player.
It's not like from 2023 and just like 2023 no why after the World Cup he left. And Obiaye Jumano. Then he came.
It's the core of the team, not the core World Cup. And no one was
friendly
game.
That
went to the World Cup. Again, that team that went to the World Cup. Obia relative experience at tournament level.
Friendly game.
The World Cup was Kudus' first major tournament for the Black Stars.
Just play well.
But in the first World Cup tournament.
You don't need any
again. 2010. World Cup near quarter final. Check the experience of these players at the tournament level.
Atlanta
players were world beaters. Stephen Appiah played in the 2003 Champions League final. Juventus AC Milan. Michael Essien, top of his game. Best player in the French league. I bet joining Chelsea the Omaji League first time. We had our players at the peak of their powers. And
then we'll be actually peaking powers.
Let us be realistic.
It's not as about boy. It's not as our
about Crystal Palace.
Monaco. So what are we saying?
Difference.
Lamine Camara bought the ball here. We have also quality.
So
Atlanta player.
Atlanta player. Suleiman on Atlanta.
We have quality players. Simo Bola Liga. We can't defend what we will not accept Otto has to work.
Perfect.
Mickey, Otto has to work.
Now even Pep Guardiola was working no to Ado.
He has to really work. Mickey,
Otto has to work.
He has to work.
Oh, Mickey. Otto is so eduma. Move on quick. Na Otto no. Say wanya adwuma ne yero okwaje to World Cup na de no the back room na so you nti abusafo ye room na ye needs into aso na fi ye mo ye nkomo abusafo awie